SABC3 with me, Dennis. Now, this afternoon's viewing brings us amazing programming here on 3 with the rebroadcast of our favorite soapies and, as always, something for the kids too. For now, though, let's welcome back and see what's been packed in our lunchbox.
Welcome to the first episode of Lunchbox for 2009. I just want to say it's so good to be back. I had a wonderful holiday in Zanzibar and I just met the most amazing South Africans.
Well, rub it in, Kim. Some of us had to work.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
And hope you've had a fantastic start to 2009.
Yes, we look forward to entertaining and informing you for the whole year.
Yes, and lunch.
Our first guests are Julie Page and Anna Sonosi from Toast & Co. They'll be talking to us all about things to do with nails. Well, the ones that's on our fingers and toes, that is.
And then we've got something for the school leavers among us. If you're wondering what to do next, then you'll be interested in what this guest is up to. Sol Kropman started the First Step website, and he'll be telling us all about it.
Our next guest has taken some first steps of her own. Paddy Wallington is here to tell us about the Green Powerhouse and how she got it going.
And then it's time for our competition. Yay!
Inspirational person, Rael Lissoos, social entrepreneur of 2008. He'll be telling us about the work he's doing to bring educational technology and cheap telecommunications to the poor. Yay!
So we've got lots of tasty...
From an economics lecturer to social entrepreneur of the year, Rael Lissoos is making a difference in the world.
He was recognized for his innovative work in bringing affordable telecommunications to the poor, and he's here to tell us more about it. It's the man himself, Rael Lissoos, CEO of Dabba Telecoms and Social Entrepreneur of the Year 2008. Welcome to Lunchbox.
No,
congratulations.
Thank you.
How was that competition run?
You know, it was actually a competition in Germany, in just outside Berlin, and we went over there, and I suppose there were quite a few social entrepreneurs there. It was very interesting to meet them. Some guys who built solar-powered aeroplanes, electric cars, and other stuff. So it was quite a surprise when I won. But I suppose they were just looking for someone who was trying to do well by doing good, and we found some ideas where hopefully we could combine those two. So
you must be so proud. Okay, now let's just quickly explain social entrepreneur to people.
Yeah. So the thing is that it's an entrepreneur. You actually, I suppose, the bottom line is trying to make a profit and trying to make money. And but social is you just choose a good cause. So I suppose it's to try to do well by doing good.
And making money.
And making money. Yeah, and helping other people. And so it sounds quite nice, and it is quite nice because you can kind of feel good at the end of the day, you know, of what you've done.
From economics lecturer to entrepreneur, how did that process happen?
Yeah, it's quite funny. I actually started, you say, I was lecturing economics, and then I started actually putting the economics lectures onto video, and then the students started using those videos, and then I started making school videos, then I ended up in education, you know, and then so it was a bent towards education. Then once I was in education, we did some educational TV websites, and then we started doing rural schools, and then these rural schools, they were so isolated, so we put in like a server and we connected one school to the next school using wireless, and then we put in voice so they could all talk to each other.
Wow.
And then they were so excited with that, you know. There's only thing, hold on a second, maybe there's something here. And they all wanted them to be able to phone the major networks. So
wow, that's amazing.
So that's how it ended. Yeah.
So you make calling cheaper.
Yeah, that's what we tried to do.
By using the voice over internet protocol.
Yes. So there's a few technologies now. One is voice over IP, which is mature, and given that there's an IP or internet-based network, we can actually make calls between people or almost free. And then there's also, so that's it. And then there's wireless and Wi-Fi, which has become so prolific and ubiquitous, I suppose. And so if we can combine those two together and some entrepreneurship, it's like just a tapestry of stuff that's there.
But these schools are in rural areas. How did you get broadband and Wi-Fi out there?
Yeah, that was the schools. It was the issue. Those were expensive. We had to put in like satellites and stuff. But so what we've done now for Dabba is we've gone more to township areas. So like around near Johannesburg, we'll put in a wireless link from Joburg, say to Orange Farm, to Alex's Easy, you know, or Soweto, or Vosloorus, and then we'll spread the network around those areas. And so we're going for like peri-urban township now because there's a denser population and it's easier, as you said, to get big links in there. So,
Okay, now you brought the slides with to explain the process to us.
yeah, no,
Okay,
lots
there
of
we
the
go.
slides. And then, so I suppose these slides are showing some of the history. Like the current slide is just showing a school, a rural school, and it just shows that we put a server in there. There was some solar panels. We've also done, like the last speaker said, we have run some schools of solar, some of actually biogas and other things. And so that's where we started connecting the surrounding areas. And then just to show you that we actually took a whole lot of technology and we put it in a steel box because we were trying to make an appliance. So it's a computer server, it's got wireless in, power control, all that, mounted on a wall in the place, connected up to the internet somehow via wireless link or satellite, and then that will feed the local area. So it's distributed. And we're running now a model of distributed technology and distributed ownership. I mean, this slide may be hard to see on TV, but this is just to show you, this is actually Vosloorus in the East Equileni. And just to show you, there's like thousands and thousands of little houses, and so it's very easy for us to cover an area that's got vast population, and the people there don't have access to affordable internet or voice. So we can, that's the kind of areas we're targeting. There's also to show you, so we'll go into an area, we'll put up some Wi-Fi equipment. In fact, those Wi-Fi base stations are also solar powered. And we're not doing solar to be green. We're just doing it because it's more practical and easier in a lot of areas. So
But how fantastic that you are.
Yeah, it's a green
so I should get
thing
on the
anyway.
green thing,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And like, but no, the green's important. I mean, but it is quite nice. And so as long as the sun comes up in the morning, our network will work, you know. So
What about those cloudy days?
yeah, they can last for 3 days.
Oh,
you know.
oh,
It's
that's
but
fine.
when we first put it in, we would go in the day, we'd install telephones and stuff, and then at night people would phone us and say the phones aren't working. And our guys would go in the next day and they were working. We couldn't understand if the people were lying to us. Then we realized that the battery wasn't charging, you know. So, but anyway, and then so with all of that, yeah, so we've got some of the towers, and then these are the different kinds of things we have. We've got like sort of Wi-Fi phones that look like ordinary cell phones. We're not focusing on these yet, and then we've got ordinary phones that we put into the people's houses.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is people can then talk to each other in the community for free.
How awesome is
Yeah.
that? Now, do you get invited to the big networks end of year functions?
No, not yet. We want to have our own one.
Do they fund you at all?
No, they don't. Well, I
They don't
suppose
like him, eh?
No, they will. Maybe they will. I mean, you see, we're also catering for a need, and we're a different niche of the market, you know, so we're in an area that people are kind of neglecting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which they shouldn't. So, but there's a lot of people there, and if we can get it right, there's a huge potential. I mean, and so it's not only voice we bring in, we're also bringing in wireless, so we make the whole of a township area into a hotspot. So anyone with wireless, ordinary Wi-Fi, on a laptop or with a Wi-Fi card, could get access to the internet. And,
Now the big question, is it government funded? Where did you find the funding?
No, well, we started off being entrepreneurs. We had funding from other businesses we had started in the educational business, and then we got some funding. And then just recently, in Germany, then a very wealthy German, Hasso Plattner, put in funding to get us seeded. So he's got a big software company, SAP, I suppose. Maybe, but anyway.
Yes, that's just a big, just some little big
So
company
it's quite
somewhere.
nice, because so it gives us access to a lot of things, and it will support us, and hopefully we won't let him down. It's a disruptive technology, so what we're doing is good, and hopefully if it works, it'll be great. It's funny, because we make a lot of our money calling out of our network, so if you phone Vodacom or Telkom or one of those, then people are charged, and we can mark that up. So, but if they phone each other, it's free. So the point is, if we grow and everyone starts phoning everyone else, then our business self-destruct.
So the big networks will ultimately have to start rethinking.
I hope so. It'll be nice, you know, if they can reduce. Because also, in terms of economic development, if you can reduce voice costs, there is a correlation, whether it's a true correlation, that the lower the voice cost, the better economic growth. Like China has very, very low
And the
voice
States,
costs.
don't they?
And the States very, very
for
low.
free. If you've
It's almost free.
locally, it's free, yeah.
So that's it. Even for us, if someone, say, in Orange Farm wants to phone someone in China or in Los Angeles, it's cheaper than if they phone someone on Telkom or on Vodacom. So it's quite funny that, you know?
And what about, but now you're focusing on rural areas, what about the rest of the population?
Yeah, well,
We also want cheap calls.
no, no, that's it, sorry. You've got to move into a township if you wanted to, or no. We'll get to, but we'll get to those areas. I mean, we've started now in the urban areas, like especially in Johannesburg, there's there's Hillbrow and Berea, and those areas are also great for what we're doing. So we have started in those. And then, but this is where the entrepreneurship comes. The last thing I don't know, maybe, is that we want other people to come take this idea. We don't want to own it. So when we go to an area, local people control the local area. So if someone wants to set up a telco in their area, we'll give them the technology, train them.
Fantastic.
Well, you're doing great work.
You're doing great
joining
work.
us.
Thank you very much.
Well, remember that we want to find out what you would like to see on the show. So just go to facebook.com and search for the Lunchbox